right.
We're open and good.
We're good.
Good morning, everybody. This is the opening of the PAC meeting for Monday, April 5th, 2021. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. So Eve, do you have to? And I'd like to call the meeting. Okay. So Eve, do you have to do a roll call?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll be doing alphabetical order. All right. Member Barman.
Here.
Member Gorski.
Here.
Chairman Hayden.
Here.
Member Kramer.
Here.
And we do not have Romanelli.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'll make comment about this resolution anyways. So we have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay. We'll move on to item number 3. I have one comment under item number 3. That's the chairman's remarks. There's going to be a resolution at the ETS board acknowledging Chief Anthony Romanelli for his time, dedication, effort, expertise sitting on the PAC. So I wish Anthony was on, but ETS board will acknowledge him at their next meeting. We're moving on to item 4, that's public comment, and we do not have anyone from the public on the meeting. So we'll move on to item 5, approval of the minutes from the PAC meeting Monday, March 1st, 2021. If I can get a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved by Eric.
Second.
Second by Steve Gorski. Those in favor, acknowledge by saying aye.
No.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Member Kramer.
Aye.
Member Barman.
You said aye, but you're muted.
Yes.
Member Gorski.
Yes.
And Chairman.
Aye.
All right, you're good.
Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Moving on to item 6, the radio maintainer report. Does anyone have a question for Matt? No, I don't see anyone raising their hand. So then a roll call to place that report on file, please.
Do we have a motion?
Oh, we need a motion. You're like an attorney.
It's good to have.
Okay, motion by Eric Kramer.
Yes.
Second,
Second, Gorski.
All right, I'm gonna pause you for 1 second. We have Member Romanelli coming on. All right, so Member Kramer,
Yes.
Member Barman,
Yes.
Member Gorski,
Yes.
Chairman Hayden,
yes.
and Member Romanelli is logging in. There you go.
Hey, I made it.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, Eve. Anthony, before you logged on, we made a comment back at item number 3. The PAC members of the PAC just wanted to thank you for your time and dedication, your effort, your expertise, everything that you've contributed and helped us over the years on the PAC. So the ETS board is going to read a resolution at their next meeting. So if you could also be logged on to their meeting when they have it, we greatly appreciate it. But on behalf of all of us, Anthony, thank you very much for everything you've done. Sorry to see you leaving. Anthony, did you hear that? I don't think he heard anything. Anthony, can you hear me? Okay. I don't think so. All right. We're going to move on to item number 7. 7A is the subscriber unit programming request from West Chicago Fire Protection District. Okay. Linda, are you online?
I am. Good morning. So in this one, I didn't know if, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Matt, and I apologize. this is just a modification to their template. And West Chicago is joining a Mavis group, and so they wanted to have those talk groups on. They have all the appropriate paperwork from the Red Center and from the group, but I wasn't sure if you guys needed to approve that or not. And in looking, you saw in the email and looking through the policy, there's only one reference to the legacy frequencies, and these would be Starcom talk groups. So there's 2 points. One, next month we'll bring back an adjustment to the policy, but I wanted to bring it in front of you anyway, just for that reason. So the first question is, does it need to come to you? The second question is, if you think it does, are you okay with it?
I didn't think it had to come to us personally. Anyone else want to weigh in on it?
I don't think so either.
How about it, Matt? What do you think, Eric?
I think
We're fine.
I'm not sure on the new direction from ETSB, whether or not it should be coming to us or not, but this is just a change of their plug, basically. I'm good.
I don't have a problem with it as long as it's one of those user select ones, right? As long as they're still following the fire template, and they're just putting these channels in the locations that they can select. I think it's good. They have all the paperwork.
Okay, we're good, and we don't need a motion, anything. This is a point of information. All right, well, thanks, Linda. We will move on to item 8, parent committee approval required for the DDoS radio airtime requests. Item 1 is a radio airtime request for Carroll Stream PD. Do we have to take these separately, or can we take them together? Linda?
I don't know. We tend to like to do things separately, but they're both airtime. So the challenge is if you do it combined, you have to do a motion to combine and do a roll call, and then you have to do a motion to approve and do a roll call. So you're doing something twice, so you might as well just take them individually, in my opinion.
Okay, we'll follow
If
your
there was
lead on that.
there was a bunch in there, probably fine.
There's 2.
There's 2.
Make it through. All right, so, all right.
I'll motion to approve the Carroll Stream request from One Mobile.
All right, motion by Matt,
I'll second.
second by Eric. All right, on this,
Member Berman,
Yes.
Member Gorski,
Yes,
Chairman Hayden,
yes,
Member Kramer,
Yes.
Member Romanelli. Still can't hear us.
okay. I believe the motion still passes. All right, thank you. Then item 8A2, radio airtime request for Hinsdale Fire Department.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Armin,
All right, Member Gorski,
Aye,
Chairman Hayden,
aye.
Member Kramer.
Aye.
I'll try Member Romanelli. All right, Member Berman,
Aye.
we pass.
All right, thank you. We're moving on to item 9 then, the DDoS portable and mobile replacement. 9.1 is the outline for the DDoS radio replacement report. If you saw that in the email attached, one of the attachments, basically it's an outline just trying to identify everything we're going to have to take a look at and discuss so that we can send a report to the ETS board, hopefully by July, August this year. So my first question is, did everybody have a chance to take a look at that? It looks pretty exhaustive, but I don't think it's going to be that difficult. We're also going to look at the survey. Dave Shar has the survey ready, which is the next item, but if you can think of anything else to add to this radio replacement outline, And does anyone have any objections to try and get the PAC recommendation to the ETS board by July, no later than August? Okay, I don't see any objections to that. Then, if need be, because I think it would be to everyone's advantage if we move this item along, would anyone object to bi-monthly meetings so that we can achieve this, finish it, get it to the board, and finish this project? Okay, no objections again. All right.
I only ask on mine, because I don't know when my replacement's coming in. Because I technically should not be in here right now, but we're waiting in flux about when my replacement's coming in.
Right.
So I just want to know exactly when that's gonna happen and get him involved with this right away, because if he's gonna be jumping on board and I'm out, he probably needs to be on this early.
Do you know who it is?
The recommendation was gonna be Pat Joel, but I think that's gotta come from Chairman Schwarzen.
Okay. All right.
I think the intention is to pass the PAC policy at the ETS April meeting, which would all of that into place. So I don't know if I'll talk with the chairman about whether or not he wants to put Deputy Chief Joel in on that same date. I don't know. I think the DUCOM members still have some work to do, but there's nothing from stopping those people attending the meetings, even if they're not specifically voting.
Yeah, I guess I could reach out to him and then make sure to get him the schedule and get him coming to the meetings at least.
That'd be great.
Because I think it would be benefit for me to get here, right at the start versus a couple of meetings into it, and then trying to play catch up. So I'll call and talk to him.
Okay. All right. So any other questions then on the outline that we're looking at? Does anyone want to add anything? Looks exhaustive, but I think we can accomplish it easy. So, all right.
I have a question. Did you on here, you wanted Matt Barman to start talking about encryption. Do you want to do that at the next official May meeting? And are you going to want a second meeting in April?
I think we're going to want a second meeting in April. Honestly, I really want to move this project along, and as long as everyone agrees, get it off our plate into the board. So at the end of the meeting, yeah, of course, next meeting date, we have the May 3rd date down there. I was going to ask if we could set up a second date in April. So, and if, what's his name, Pat Joel. So do you think we discuss it here, Linda? If Matt, you're all ready. I don't know if you want to discuss it at the next meeting in April.
I guess the better question is how much time Matt needs.
No, I think we can go through what the moral feature is. I think with our surveying the neighbors, I think we figured out that at least what Morrow provides is simpler. It's not the hardware versus software encryption anymore issue we have to deal with. So I think that becomes easier, but I think it does raise questions on, like, I think we got some good questions on here of like interoperability with neighbors, the TMA capability, and all of that. So I think I can definitely go through a lot of those. I may need some help on the unpatching what the fire radios and unpatch means as far as encryption is concerned, but I definitely think we can start the conversation. I think the other couple things I would suggest, I know, or I saw somewhere, maybe it was in the policy or something, the over air programming, I don't see on this list. I think that's a good question.
You want to add that to the outline, Matt?
I think so, because I think you know, it's one of those features that sounds really good, but once you start doing the math, it might not be as good as what we think it is. You know, if we have 3,500 radios and it takes 90 minutes, you're talking it's almost 220 days constant to program those radios, and that will cause, you know, that uses the channel, so may cause more busies and whatnot. So I know they have other things like the Wi-Fi programming and stuff that we might want to consider.
I think Wi-Fi is one of the features, but I think the point of discussion is on there. We can add that to the list and send it back out.
Yeah. I have to get through the, like, John did some good research and got like the ordering guides and stuff like that. So going through there, you know, what it actually takes to order, like I want to turn on this feature or that feature. Just going through that list, I think is a good activity for this. And I think you have a lot of the questions, but I can get you a copy of those of here's the other issues that maybe we're missing. I didn't get a chance to do that prior to this because I was out last week, but I can get that to you and so you can add it.
Okay, do you think you'd be ready in a couple of weeks or so if we can all agree on an April meeting?
Yeah, I mean, some of these topics are really big, and I think we can start. I think we need to start the discussion in the April meeting.
Yeah,
At least highlight the issues, right? So people have time to think about and take it back to who they represent.
Mhm. Okay. All right, well, it sounds, Linda, then it sounds like we'll start discussing it at the next meeting.
Okay, so next meeting May or next meeting April?
April.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping April. You know, I think we need to start moving. So, all right. So any other questions or concerns about the outline? All right, we'll move on to 9.2, which is the review of the survey results. And I believe Dave Sharp is the LE survey results.
It's on for us. There we go.
The screen's all yours, Dave.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Basically, we sent the survey out through the DuPage Chiefs Association. Of that group, we received a total of, let me get this set up, of course. Of that group, we received a total of 24 total responses to our 13 questions. The general questions came back pretty much all as you would expect. Most of them want to have some form of encryption. Those that don't, I believe, most likely misunderstood the question, how it was phrased. What the survey has really shown us as far as encryption goes is there's probably some more questions to ask as we move forward. What Matt covered a minute ago is a very important topic. How we're going to do it, what we're going to do exactly, and how we're going to push it out becomes an administrative question that we need to get answered from everybody and get everybody on the same page, because I think there's still a number of jurisdictions out there that don't understand the process. I know I'm still kind of learning as I go myself. So I think the encryption is going to be the most important part of the conversation moving forward as the PAC is asked to make decisions.
I agree.
When we asked about if they wanted encryption, what did they want encryption? The answers to that was all over the board. Some only want tactical and local, some want everything, some only want the surveillance channels, being the Merit and the DUMEG channels. So it is all over the board. Again, I think we need to try and whittle that down to get to what is the majority's desire so that we can serve the best amount of our constituents. Interestingly enough, full half of the respondents were willing to pay if it was up to $900 per unit, and the other half were not interested in paying as a shock of shocks. But everybody was on board with taking the old radios that are DETRS compliant and putting those into a stash so we could get those out to people who might need them during an incident. And then with the acknowledgements, we put this in to make sure everybody understood what the rules were. Basically, we ask every department these same questions every year and require them. Right now, we're in the process of doing that again, making sure they're aware of the policies that are in place for having ETSB-owned radios. And as you would expect, almost everybody does understand what the policies are and are willing to acknowledge them. With a couple of exceptions here on this page, which again, I would have to assume was just a misreading of the question or a misunderstanding of the question. One thing that did come to light fairly clearly is everybody that responded believes that community service officers should be considered appropriate users and receive ETSB radios without the department having to pay for them. As the survey will point out in a little bit, of the responding agencies, there's 100 community service officers. Not a single one of those officers, community service officers, does not respond to calls for service out on the road, and whether that be accidents or disabled vehicles or assist with other things that the police officers are doing. So we'll start, once we get the radio project done, I will work directly with Linda and try and take a key role in getting that provision changed in the state law, just because we think it's long past due. Basically, we also asked just to get a feel for the number of radios and what we're dealing with out there. Again, for the number of agencies that responded, we had almost 1,300 radios in those departments. Those departments owned 360 radios. Of those agencies, they consisted of 1,212 sworn officers. And as mentioned a minute ago, they have 100 CSOs to date. And that's not all the agencies in town. So we have a fairly good feel of which way we need to head. I know there's still a lot of work to do, but I think what this survey did is it allowed us to figure out where we want to focus our activity right now, as well as what questions to ask. And Matt kind of touched on those and is starting to look at our neighbors and see how that'll impact our neighbors as far as multi-key versus single key, hardware versus software encryption, over the air versus physical encryption. Those type of questions we're going to need to answer for the group, because otherwise it could become a monster to try and manage. So we'll start working on that as we move forward and try and get answers to those things. At this point, I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody from the PAC has.
Hey, Dave, do you know which agencies failed to respond to the survey?
Unfortunately, no. The Survey Monkey, we did not add that as a fill-in for what department, and the Survey Monkey didn't track the return address of the person who filled it out. So we don't know exactly who filled out the survey. Lesson learned for the next time we send something out.
Okay. Because I'm assuming we're just going to move ahead then.
I don't see how we have any other option but to move ahead. People had more than enough reminders to take this survey.
Yes.
I'm a true believer. If you don't involve yourself in the situation, you don't have a right to complain about it once the decision's made.
I'm with you, 100%. So, okay.
We made them answer who was doing it, and then we physically called it the agencies that didn't do it to get the numbers.
All right.
That's the way we did it.
It was nice. So, okay. Any other questions for Dave then?
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Nice report. Item 10 is old business. I don't have any. Does anyone else have old business? No. Okay, 11, new business. Moving on to item 12, the next meeting. So if you first check, is May 3rd at 9 o'clock okay? And that's a regularly scheduled PAC meeting, so I'm assuming it's going to be okay with everyone. All right, then if we go back 2 weeks, it'd be somewhere around Monday, April 19th, and Is everyone available at 9 a.m. on Monday?
Yes.
April 19th?
Yes,
Shaking his head, yes. Linda, Steve?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem. That means we can eke one more meeting out of Anthony.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. They updated my computer last week when I was gone, and I could not hear a word that anybody was saying for probably like the first 5 or so minutes of this meeting. So I was doing this, I was looking down here. I don't know what was going on, but I got it figured out. So I apologize for that. I'll see you guys one more time.
We spoke a lot about you.
We did twice.
I saw that and I'm like, oh God, all the bad shit. I didn't hear it, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, actually, it was all positive. Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Now,
Thank
now
you.
I feel
for,
bad.
being a member of the PAC and helping us out with everything. There's going to be, if you tune into the board meeting, they're going to read a resolution
Oh, excellent. Okay.
for you, which is very nice. So
Well, I appreciate it.
all our members, man. Thank you, buddy. Wish you were still staying on.
I appreciate it. I thank you guys. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. And I'll see you again. And you know, a special thanks to Linda. Linda's been a good partner for me over the years, and she's always steered me the right direction. So thanks, Linda. I appreciate it.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so I think we're set. Next meeting is April 19th, 9 a.m. And then the meeting after that is our regular board meeting, May 3rd at 9 a.m. And for April 19th, then we'll start the discussion about encryption. Is that okay with you, Matt?
yeah,
Okay?
Where are we gonna hold it?
I actually like ACDC, OC. I'm getting some looks here, though.
I don't care. I will get a hold of Pat to see if he can join us that day as well.
Is, okay. You know what? Actually, I thought there'd be more people in person if we held it here. And it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So if we just wanna move it back out to county, I mean, that's where you're used to being, right?
Whatever is convenient. We'll work with it.
Linda?
She's being nice right now.
Yes.
Fair statement.
Do you wanna weigh it in at all? I thought there'd be more people here. We could move it back out to county.
I think it really, it's a matter of the ability to do the audio from Eve's part as far as location.
Okay. So we'll make it count. Yeah. All right. With that then, a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
All right, those in favor? Our roll call.
Aye.
We don't, okay, we're good. Hey, thanks, everyone. Talk to you later.
See you later.